To create a new template, select New Template from the Templates page. In here, you'll enter in your new template name to give it a unique name to identify later on when you want to use it either directly through a ticket to gather new information or in the ticket deflection knowledge base to have help reply performed for the user. So enter in a name and a description, which is optional. Here in the ticket properties section, you can assign a specific value for a property like status, category, priority to actually assign that to the value instead of having to do it manually either through an automation or from the analyst. To enable a property, just enable this. So we're going to set status to pending, and then we're going to set category to networking. And so you're just either choosing to enable property, which means we're going to change it. Leaving a value unchecked means it's going to be unchanged. We're going to leave it what the ticket currently is or what the default value is for new tickets. For values like priority, we see here that they are required. If you select next, you'll get an error message because we need to select a value. And one thing you can do as well is if you're setting a group, you can unset it. What that means is it takes the previous value, like we were in software request or hardware request, and it actually unassigns the group. So it's left blank in the ticket with the template applied. So we're going to set this particular one to software request. And so once you're done with the ticket settings and properties, select next. And here we'll choose to either create the custom form that will be displayed to the end user either from scratch or from a set of predefined templates. To choose a predefined template, go ahead and just select the option here, start with predefined form, and then scroll down and select an option. So we're going to choose software installation, and this will provide two inputs by default. So we're going to hit create. This will create a new template and display a WYSIWYG editor with additional features. So with the card form editor here, we have the elements, which are the building blocks of the form on the left. In the center here, we have the preview and the WYSIWYG editor where we can click on the different elements to edit them. On the right side here, we'll see that here's the structure of the card where we have the root adaptive card. We see that it has a set of columns, text blocks in it. When you select an item on the left, you'll see that it is highlighted on the right here. So when we selected this text block, we see the text block details in the structure and its properties. This can be used to update, like if you wanted to change the placeholder text, you select an input, and then you change the placeholder here. And then once you're satisfied with that, for those more advanced users, they can look at and adjust the payload or the source code for the card down below in the payload editor. But the editor supports both inputs such as text, date, time, numbers, a choice set, which is a list of options, and they get to choose one, a toggle, and a whole lot of features for including additional media like images and videos into your responses. So once you're satisfied with the form, you can select Save to save your template. And so now we see that we have the new template name has been saved here. The ticket count is 0 because it has not been applied to any tickets. If we want to update the template, we just select the template by name, and that will show both the ticket properties and the ticket template settings here, and the custom form to make additional edits to the custom form. Once we have a template all set up and we're ready to go to push it out to users, we can either set it manually from a ticket or in a response from the ticket deflection knowledge base through HelpBot. So if we go to knowledge, then we can select an item in the knowledge base and we can choose to respond with a template rather than the WYSIWYG editor. So we can choose use template, and then from our dropdowns, we can select that new template by name. Now, if we were to go to tickets and we were to select a ticket, we can say that we want to apply a template to this ticket. And so we see that the custom forms tab here is not enabled because it does not have a template applied. So we choose Apply Template, and then we're going to look for and choose our new template. We see the name here, and then we see which values that we chose for those ticket properties that will be set. So we see if we apply this template, we'll be setting the status depending, the group to software request, and category to networking. This will also include that custom form. So we hit next, and then we see that we have the properties and the custom form. Selecting next again to continue, and we can either answer the custom form directly on behalf of the user, or we can send that custom form to the user to request new information. So I'm going to save and send. So what that does is in HelpBot on the user's end, they will be prompted for more information. And on our side, if we go here to custom form answers, we'll see the current state of that. So the user has not submitted it just yet, but when they do, we'll see that this will be updated with their new information. And if we look on the right side here, we see that both the status, category, and group have been updated. So we swap over to a end user, and then we go to HelpBot. So we see that the form has been requested and the changes have been applied. So as the end user, we enter in information into the form saying we want Outlook for email. We submit it. Okay, see the form has been submitted. And if we go back to Adele and we refresh the ticket and then select custom form answers, we see that the answers are now filled in. So now we have the needed information from the end user to perform this request. To change a template, say if you need to go for a more detailed software installation request or do anything fancy there, you can select Apply Template again, and you can apply a different template to the ticket. Now this will erase the custom form answers, so make sure you either have those cataloged or just be aware that it will start out with a new form, so new template, new me for the ticket. Okay, so we've covered creating a new template, updating an existing template, and adding that template to a ticket or using it as a reply in ticket deflection of HelpBot.